Classification of Whittaker-I. Dear students, we were discussing that when we try to find out the similarities among the organisms so that we can keep them into different classes, groups, genres or species and study them. This grouping is known as classification. Come, let us learn more about classification. Classification makes the study of a wide variety of organisms easy. Classification is the tool which one can deal with great diversity of living forms. Classification projects before us a picture of all life forms at a glance. Classification is essential to understand the interrelationships among different groups of organisms. Do you all know that it was Aristotle, 384 to 322 BC, also known as father of zoology, who for the first time classified animals into two groups: animals that can fly, that live in air; animals unable to fly, that live on land or water. Main drawback of Aristotle's classification was that altogether different organisms were placed in same group and similar organisms were placed in separate groups, like corals, whales, octopuses, starfish and sharks are entirely different animals living in sea. So, there is need to decide what characteristics should be considered for classifying living organisms. These characteristics should be interrelated. Some of them are as follows: cell structure, unicellular or multicellular, autotrophic or heterotrophic, level of organization, body design. It was considered that present living species appeared on Earth in existing form 2 centuries ago. We all know that origin and diversity in species have been explained on the basis of evolution. The species changed slowly over generation. In due course of time, the various groups of plants and animals have developed. As a result, many different species evolved, each of which adapted itself for particular environment. Evolution also explains the resemblance between different species. This is due to the reason that all the species are related by the descent which have common ancestor. So the process of evaluation from a single ancestral species of a variety of forms which occupy somewhat different habitats is called adaptive radiation. During the course of evolution, we find some groups of organisms have ancient body designs which have not changed much. These organisms are known as primitive or lower organisms, while there is another group of organisms which have acquired their body designs during the course of evolution. These are known as advanced or higher organisms. We can define the diversity of life forms is known as biodiversity. Diverse life forms share the environment and are affected by each other too. As a result, stable community of different species comes into existence. The warm and humid tropical regions of Earth between Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn are rich in biodiversity, so these are called the region of megadiversity. The biodiversity is concentrated in a few countries due to the presence of favorable climatic conditions. About 50% of planet's biodiversity can be found in countries like Australia, Brazil, Colombia, Ecuador, China, India, Indonesia, Madagascar, Malaysia, Mexico, Peru, and Zaire. Some eminent biologists such as Ernst Haeckel (1894), Robert Whittaker (1959), and Carl Woese (1977) tried to classify all living organisms into broad categories called kingdoms.